that official introduction. 5'3" with the big brown eyes and a smile that's lethal. She on the vlog lane now, coming for the title, believe it.
Microphone check 1 2 1 2. What's up, y'all? It's your girl T Michelle back here with another review video for y'all. And let me tell y'all something. I hope that y'all appreciate how much I love y'all, because I promise y'all, this camera, y'all have to understand, I am not a big YouTuber. I don't have all the equipment that these people be having, the equipment to be doing what they be doing. Y'all, I got the bootleg shit. I got the rigged up shit. I got the we doing this shit in our basement until we get some money type shit. All this shit that you see is green screen, designed by me. Y'all, I don't know if it was the lights. I don't know what it was. But this shit was beeping and turning up. Every time I hit record, this shit, it's like the whole shit just go shoom. Like the whole shit was just shut down. And I came up in this bitch tonight, y'all. It is 10:25 p.m. And I came up in this bitch right after work and said, no, we need to figure this out, because the peoples is going to be mad. The peoples is going to be mad at me. And I don't want the peoples to be mad at me, to making them think that I don't be going to work. The peoples is going to be mad if I make them wait until Saturday for a review. Like, I ain't want to do that to y'all. So I came up in here with my Barber the Builder ass. I unplugged everything. We only got one light today, so the lighting might not be the best, and I might not be as bright as I normally am, but we had the one light. We got one light. We got everything situated. Hopefully this shit don't cut off. So we gonna keep our fingers crossed. But I hope y'all appreciate how much I love y'all, because I could be in the shower. I got some ribs in there that I had ordered yesterday, and I was craving them ribs all day. I ain't even touch my ribs. Because I said the peoples need me. The peoples need me. They need me to talk about this bullshit that went on The Chi on episode 9. So we gonna get into it, y'all. We gonna get into it right motherfucking now. Cause what the shit was going on? So Darnell and Emmett are in the little suit shop or whatever. And can I say that they look like Christmas. Them suits look like Christmas suits. Those look like the type of suits that you wear for Christmas. Those were not wedding suits. It looked very tacky. Darnell got on this green Christmas tree type suit, and Emmett got on the little burgundy type shit. That looked like a Christmas suit, like y'all are going to a Christmas party, unless those are her colors, which I highly doubt, but we're going to find out next episode, because like I said to y'all before, I believe that the last episode is going to be the wedding. So they in there and they talking and all type of stuff like that. And Darnell is asking Emmett, are you ready for this? And all type of stuff. He's like, yeah, I'm ready. And da-da-da-da. And then he's like, Darnell sees his face, and Darnell is like, what's going on, son? He's like, I got some shit I gotta tell Keisha. He's like, so just tell her. He's like, I can't. It ain't that easy. He said, okay, well, tell me. He said, nah, man, I can't tell you this shit here. I can't tell you this one. This is a big one. I can't tell you. He's like, I'm your father. You my son. You can tell me anything. He said, nah, OG, not this one. I can't tell you this shit. I can't let you in on this shit. This shit is serious. He said, well, you got to find a way to tell her then. If it's that serious, you got to find a way to tell her. And he's like, well, it ain't really my secret to tell. And Darnell is like, well, if it ain't your secret to tell, then mind your motherfucking business. He's like, I don't want to go into this marriage keeping stuff from her. I don't want to do it. And he's like, her problems are my problems. I said, Emmett. Emmett has grown up right before our eyes. And I love to see a fuck nigga redeem himself. Because Emmett was a fuck nigga. He was the epitome of a fuck nigga. He was the epitome of the people that be walking around just having babies, all willy-nilly with their penises, not paying attention to what's going to happen, not ever thinking to themselves, I might eventually get older and my kids is going to be like, well, what the fuck happened back then? Emmett has grown up. He is a reformed fuck nigga. And that rarely happens. So I was very happy to see that. And y'all, I don't know if this happens with all men when they find the love of their life, because I just happen to think that I ain't nobody's love of their life, because ain't nobody ever changed for me. All the niggas that I knew to be fucking niggas are still fucking niggas at 40 years old. So I don't know if this happens when, you know, a man finds the love of his life and he wants to be better for her and all type of stuff. I don't know. That's what they say. But it looked like that's what's going on with Emmett. So Darnell mentions like, oh yeah, by the way, I found the lady that stole your watch. He's like, my nigga, go get my watch back. And how you find her? He's like, well, you know, she robbed a couple of my people. She robbed a couple of my people, so I'm gonna go track her down. He's like, all right, but get my watch back. He's like, yeah. And he's like, you know, basically telling him, son, I'm real proud of you. And, you know, you doing the damn thing. You talking just like a husband. I know that you ready. So that was a cute little scene. Meanwhile, Keisha and Tiffany is at the bridal shop. And as usual, y'all, I'm so tired of this shit. Listen, I can understand you being sad for your child because your child lost their father. I get it. All right. But this bitch, for the last 2 episodes, I would say, she is walking around looking like somebody pissed in her coffee. And it is getting on my nerve because it's like, did you love this nigga? Like, did you have feelings for him? And you kind of kicking yourself like, damn, I never really told him that I got feelings. And online, I don't know if y'all be in the Reddit message boards and Instagram and all type of stuff. And y'all have to understand, and when you have a child with somebody, you hurting so much for like your child, not only for yourself. All that. I get all that. But the way she looking is like somebody, like her man died. I've been saying it. Like Nuck was her nigga. No, he was not the best person. But was he a good father? Yes. I will give him that. But girl, you can't at least suck it up a little bit for your wedding. You can't suck it up a little bit to look a little bit happy. No, she's standing there like somebody done pissed in her coffee. And Tiff is standing there looking guilty. Tiff is standing in that bitch. Looking guilty. But to Keisha, she like, oh, maybe this is hurting her, you know, watching me try on my wedding dress and stuff. Maybe this is really breaking her heart. So then, you know, they both are basically like, well, how you doing? How you feeling? How you doing? Keisha gonna say, I'm grieving. I don't know how I'm doing, girl. I'm grieving, girl. I'm grieving. And she said, yeah, maybe me too. You ain't grieving that nigga. You grieving about the friendship that you about to lose. That's what you grieving. You started already. But, you know, she's like, I can understand why you feel like that. You know, this got to be a lot for you. And she's like, yeah, I think I'm going through it. And then she's like, girl, why can't life just be easy? Why can't it just be easy sometimes? She said, because that ain't life, girl. That was a sad scene. 2 sad bitches. Like, and I'm like, it's a wedding going on. It's a wedding about to happen. But for a wedding to be going on, nobody is happy. You would think that these niggas was getting ready for a funeral. The way that everybody is acting. It's too many secrets. So Detective Toussaint goes to the judge. I don't remember the judge's name, but y'all remember the judge that was cool with Alicia, and they used to sit around drinking wine and talking shit about people and all type of stuff. You know, it was a little clique of them. I believe Rosalind was a part of that clique too. I don't remember, but Detective Toussaint goes to the judge, and she's trying to get a warrant because now she done got info straight from Bakari. Straight from Bakari to investigate Tiff. Like, you need to look into Tiff. If you want to know who took out your informant, you need to go talk to Tiff. Like, that's what you need to do. Stop coming to me, and I'm telling you, go talk to this bitch. So she goes to the judge, and she trying to get a warrant and all type of stuff. So the judge is like, well, who you want a warrant for? And she's like, the person that I believe killed my informant. And she said, well, who's that? And she gives her the little folder, and she opens it, and it's Tiffany. So she's like, hold up. She like, Alicia? That's Alicia's grandbaby's mother. Like, what you talking about? What you doing? She had a very soft place in her heart for this girl. She said, I think that she killed my informant because my informant killed Alicia's son. She's like, what? Are you sure? She's like, I don't know. That's why I need the warrant, girl. You gotta give me the warrant. So she's like, if I give you this warrant, you better come up with something. Cause you about to ransack my homegirl's place, my dearly departed homegirl. You about to fuck up her shit. Like, I need you to find something. She like, don't worry, I'm gonna find something. So they go and they raid Tiffany's shit, well, Alicia's shit. She went through all that, talked all that shit, and guess what they found? Nothing. Yeah, I'm watching that scene and I'm waiting for them to call in the forensic people to test the floor, to put that shit on the floor. Y'all know listen, y'all are my people. Y'all are my people. Y'all are my people. So I know that y'all be watching like the Forensic Files and Law and Order and all that shit. Y'all know how they spray that shit on the floor to make stuff light up blue when it's blood. I'm waiting for the forensic people to come in. I said, when the forensic people gonna come? Cause right now, y'all just fucking up shit. Like, y'all just tearing up shit. But when the forensic people gonna come? The forensic people ain't show up at all. She ain't even call the forensic people. I'm waiting. I'm like, all I gotta do is spray that shit on the floor, and the floor is gonna light up, and his blood is gonna be there. We smart. We smart. Detective Toussaint is stupid. It's clear that she's stupid. She do a lot of stupid shit because she's so gung-ho. Like, I gotta get my man. I gotta get my man. I gotta get him. I gotta get him. That's why she ain't never caught Reg. Because she don't think before she acts. If she would have thought before she act, she would have called the forensic people. And then she would have had something. They ain't come up with nothing, girl. They ain't come up with nothing. All they did was fuck up her shit. And Tiffany standing there, big bad to the bone, Tiffany, like, mm-hmm. And Victor is standing there, mm-hmm. Like, y'all niggas. Y'all niggas, you ain't gonna find shit. Like, what the fuck? Standing there, and then they leave, and it's like, oh my God. Girl, I thought they had us. Both of them had that look like, ooh, girl, they almost got us. Two idiots, two assholes. So Bakari is packing up to leave. It's official. Him and Lene are moving to Atlanta. And Bakari is packing up to leave, and he's talking to Rashad. And Rashad is like, you really gonna go to Atlanta? He's like, yeah. He's like, why? Why you gonna go to Atlanta? Ain't nothing like the Chi. Like, why you gonna go there? He's like, I just need to change. I need to change the scenery. I need a fresh start. I need this. I need that. And Rashad is like, little nigga, I know you. Who you running from? You sure you not running from somebody? And Bakari is like, nah, I just need a fresh start. And Rashad said what I said and what anybody has said, and it's very true. He said, a change of scenery ain't gonna change who you are. We're changing your address and changing where you live is not gonna change where you are. And let me tell y'all, I have been in Atlanta, Georgia for 10 years. You would never fucking know. that I've been here 10 years. You would never know. Because the minute I open my mouth, fuck is you talking about? Fuck out of here. As soon as I open my mouth, them niggas know I'm not from here. And when I say 10 years, they like 10 years. And you still talk like that? It's in the throat. It's in the throat. Not only that, is it in the throat, but there's just stuff that's just built into you when you grow up somewhere else, or when you from somewhere else. It's just shit that's just built into you. And let me tell y'all, there's a lot of people from Chicago out here. Well, not a lot of people. I ain't gonna say a lot. I wish there was more, because I love Chicago niggas. They some thorough niggas. But there's not a lot of them out here. But there is a few. Maybe this scattered about. Bakari gonna stick out like a sore thumb. The way he walked, the way he talked, the way he dressed, all that is gonna stick out like a sore thumb. And you can't get rid of that because it's in you. It's built in. You know what I'm saying? It's built in. So when Rashad said that, I said, Rashad, you better tell him, because he thinking that he coming out here, shit gonna be sweet. Sir, all right. And then you got that big face girl with you that like to get you into trouble. Like, you know what? We ain't gonna talk about her because y'all already know. Y'all already know how I feel about her right now. This season, I don't like her, and y'all already know. So then, y'all, the next thing ain't really nothing. You know, it's Darnell. Darnell really sucks at investigating shit because he didn't even find the lady. Riley found the lady through Instagram or whatever the fuck she was on, and she found the lady. He ended up going and getting Emmett's watch back. And he was like, listen, she like, this bitch had the nerve to be like, well, can you leave me 5 stars anyway? Bitch, you robbed me. You bold as hell. You robbed me. Why am I leave you 5 stars and you robbed some of my people? Like, get the fuck out of here. And she's like, times is hard. And then he asked her, how you was able to get that card tattooed on your ass that my son picked out from the deck? And she was like, nigga, that whole deck is the same card. He said, goddamn, that's some good shit. She got my ass. But he suck at investigating. You see, sometimes you got to get a woman to do the job right. So, Emma's baby mama comes to town, Devontae's mother, and she's like, okay, you got to give me my son back. On some real salty shit. You could tell that she was like on some real salty shit because she had an attitude. Like, if you just wanted him back, if you just wanted him to come back, like, okay, you can come home now or whatever. I want you to come live with me. Why are you coming in there with an attitude? She had an attitude like, y'all gonna give me my son, and y'all turning my son against me. Keisha and Emmett is like, he's doing good here. Like, why you want to take him away? He has friends here. He's doing better in school. Like, what the fuck is your problem? And she's like, well, first of all, he brought a gun to school with y'all. And Devontae is like, that's not even their fault. And she's shocked, like, hold up. When the hell did you start taking accountability for the shit that you do? And he's like, well, Miss Riley told me that that's what a man does. And she's like, well, who the fuck is Riley? And Emmett is like, oh, that's my dad's new girlfriend. I told you about it. And she's like, oh, your dad keep a bitch. And I'm like, girl. Too much. Was all that necessary? And she's like, well, I want to take my son. You coming back home with me. And all that. The breaking the poor boy's heart. Breaking everybody's heart. She's like, well, you coming back because y'all ain't going to turn my son against me. And he's coming home with me. So she's like, oh, yeah. And congratulations on the wedding. And Keisha's like, for real, bitch. Like, bitch, that's why you mad. Like, that's why you came over here talking shit because you mad. Oh, fuck that. You can keep his cheating ass. I done moved on. Bitch, you ain't moved on to shit. You done moved on to being more bitter. And sometimes, y'all know I ain't got no kids and I ain't married. But sometimes I have dated men with kids. And sometimes it's not even the fact that you want, it's not even the fact, sometimes it's not even the fact that they want them back. It's the fact that they doing good and the fact that they changed for this girl, but they didn't change for you. And they took you through a whole bunch of bullshit that you did not sign up for. And now you out their life and all type of shit. And they doing good and they want to grow up and treat this girl all like a queen. And you mad. Bitch, you mad. And I understand. You can be mad. I'm not saying that you can't be mad, but keep that shit locked up. Look, you gotta tuck that shit in and keep it fly like myself. You have to keep that shit in. Tuck it in, girl. You don't let nobody see that. And mostly, you don't use your son to get back at him. Like, what the fuck? Your son is doing good. Your son is with his father, which is what you said. Oh, he needs his father. He needed to be with you. Okay, he got his father. He's learning discipline. He's learning accountability. He's following example because you see how his father's doing. He's doing good in school. Bitch, what's your problem? So getting back at Emmett and making Emmett feel like an asshole is more important than your son's future. Girl, I will hope that none of my love bugs, I hope that none of y'all is doing no shit like that. But if you happen to be a love bug, and you support me and you doing shit like that, bitch, grow up. Grow up. Don't do that. Sis, I'm not saying that you can't be mad, but grow up. Don't have your child be punished for that because you mad. All right? Oh boy, let's get to the brothers. Oh, the brothers. I love the brothers, but the brothers is about to give me a damn heart attack because I don't know what the fuck is going on with them. Every week, I am bracing myself for something else to happen with the brothers. So the brothers is at their house and they looking through all their mother stuff. You know, it's the typical stuff that you do when you lose a parent or when somebody dies, you going through all their stuff. And, you know, Jake is looking through all the pictures and stuff. And Reg is sitting next to him looking through the pictures and smiling and stuff. And Victor just sitting on the couch with his hood over his head with an attitude. Like, I don't give a fuck. I don't want to see that shit. So Reg is like, nigga, what's your problem? He's like, I don't got no problem. He said, well, you don't want to look through this stuff? He's like, no. He's like, so you still mad at her? After all this time, you still mad at her? He's like, I'm not mad. And Reg is like, well, it seemed like you mad, nigga. You seem real mad. And he's like, listen, we can all grieve in the way that we want. We can all grieve how we want. So then Jake finds this picture with all three of them. And, you know, they all start smiling. And it's like, oh, look at us. Like, damn, look at us. And I think it was Jake that was like, I wish she was in the picture with us. And Reggie was like, no, it was either Reggie or it was Victor was like, well, she was the one taking pictures. And Reggie was like, yeah, she was always taking pictures. And it's like, now I see why. Now I understand why she was taking pictures. So then Reg and Jake is like, you know, how they wish that she was still here. You can tell that Reggie is really taking it hard. Like I said, you can see from the last episode that Reggie's the one that's taking it really hard. So he looking at Victor and he like, damn, nigga, are you even sad that she's gone? Are you even sad? Because you're not even showing nothing. Like, what the fuck? And this is the first time Victor kind of shows a little emotion. He's like, I'm sad that she lived most of her life in pain. And so I think Jake was like, you think she at peace now? And Victor's like, I hope so. I hope that she is. It was very nice. And then Jake reminds them, Jake is like, remember what she said, y'all. Y'all got to remember what she said. And Reg is like, she said a lot of shit. She said a whole lot of shit. He's like, no, remember she said that we got to look out for each other and that we got to take care of each other. And Reggie agrees. He's like, yeah, we do. And Victor looked like he coming along or whatever. And, you know, then they start looking at the whole Marshall Fields. Let me tell y'all something. I don't know nothing about Marshall Fields because I don't think, unless that's Marshalls, what Marshalls used to be before it was Marshalls, I don't know nothing about Marshall Fields. The only time I ever heard about Marshall Fields was that episode on Good Times when when they was trying to get the money up for the rent and they was going to go to Marshall Fields and have Thelma play like she was going to pass out because she was so hungry. That's the only thing I ever heard about Marshall Fields. For you young bucks, for you, yes, you know, sometimes you gotta watch Good Times, because Good Times was in Chicago too, but you know, that was an episode on Good Times for you young ones out there. So bum ass Smitty, why do they give this nigga any camera time? He don't got no, but you know what, y'all? Now that I say that, because I'm like, what's his purpose? What the fuck is his purpose? What is his purpose? He has no storyline. What is his purpose? He might come in handy the last episode. He might do some shit the last episode. Maybe that's why they keeping him around. But bum ass Smitty ain't got no plug. And they not making no money. So dude is like, yo, I told you we shouldn't have stopped fucking with Tiffany. He's like, yo, we had to. And he's like, well, I heard that it's this light-skinned bitch that be getting pills, be stealing pills from her job. He's like, oh, we got to hook up with her. We got to talk to her. Talking about old boy, I'm going to call him Esquire because, nigga, that was his name in ATL, and that's what I know him as. So they like Esquire. They got to hit up, that's Esquire's girl. So he's like, yeah, we got to go talk to her and see what we could do because these niggas is broke. They broke. Let me tell you something. You have to make a plan before you exit a job. You know what I'm saying? That's technically a job. That was your supplier, and that's where you was getting your work from. Before you quit a job, you have to have a strategy of where you gonna go before you quit your job. You don't just quit your job and be like, fuck it, and ain't no money coming in and you don't know how you gonna get money. You don't do shit like that. That's why that nigga is stupid. And for him to be the leader, that makes it even worse. Because nigga, you the leader, everybody following you, and you don't know what the fuck you doing. This big face bitch. Oh my God. Now you want to be scared. Now you all worried. And now you asking all these questions. Well, that's what got everybody into this shit in the first place. Her asking questions. So, Lene and Bakari are packing and all type of stuff. And she's like, did you hear that the cops had raided Tiff's house? He like, nah, I ain't heard that. She like, don't you work for her? He was like, not no more. This bitch, why? Did something happen? Oh my God, why? Why don't you work for her no more? He has to finally admit that Tiff is the one that killed Nuck and that she was trying to pin the murder on him. So she's like, why? Why would she do something like that? And he was like, because I knew that Nuck had killed Rob and I didn't say nothing about it. She's like, this shit made me so mad. This made me so mad. I was like, can somebody please bop this bitch in her forehead? She's like, I feel like this is all my fault. He talking about, don't say that. Yes, she should say that. None of this would be going on if Lene didn't open up her fucking mouth and tell all the business, get him fired by Nuck, get him and Nuck to be beefing, all type of shit, because she opened her mouth because she wanted him out the streets. Like I said in the last couple of episodes, y'all, when that episode happened, I said, listen, if you want your nigga out the street, I understand, but you don't do it in a way that can get him killed. Now look, this nigga is Kane from Minister Society. You don't turn this nigga into Kane. Ronnie ain't do all that. Ronnie wanted him out the streets too. Ronnie ain't go and talk to people and tell people, oh, he's doing this and oh, he's doing that. Guess what? I know because he told me. Ronnie ain't do that. And here come this bitch. I will forever dislike her based off of that, y'all. I'm just letting y'all know. We are one episode away, but I will forever dislike it. And honestly, I don't give a shit if she the one that get killed and not him. I don't even care. If she the one that get killed instead of Bakari, all right, I'm okay with that. Because that's what you get for opening your mouth and not minding your business. So she's like, well, what happens if she comes and do something to you? And he's like, she ain't gonna do nothing to us. And then she looking all scared and all type of stuff. And y'all, didn't I tell y'all? I told y'all that I don't know if she don't like him in real life because they be doing TikToks and shit together. So I don't know. But it translates on film how she feels about him touching her or being close to her. Because I told y'all, like 2 seasons before, when Kevin was still on the show and they was going to the prom, and he had got that car because he was doing some fucked up shit for who? For Duda? I think he was working for Duda or whatever. And he got that car and they was leaning on the car. And this was the first time he said that he loved her. And it was mad space with him on the car and her hugging him. And I said, why she got all that space? And then, like, when he said, I love you, she was like, I love you too. But then she said like this, like she gave him the little on the shot. I'm like, y'all ain't no couple for real. I have dated my fair share of street niggas. A street nigga tell you that he love you, girl, you put your tongue in his mouth. Okay? You take him inside and make him a turkey sandwich and put some lettuce and some cheese. And no, you make him a ham sandwich, not turkey, unless he wants turkey. But you take him inside and you make him a sandwich, and you don't just put some meat on the bread. You go and you put a pickle on the plate. You give him some potato chips. You give him some salt, some juice, some soda. You do that type of shit. This bitch leaning mad far. It's mad space. I said, what the fuck? And then this episode, when he goes to hug her, to like comfort her, when she's like, well, what if she do something to you? And he's like, ain't nothing gonna happen. And he goes to hug her. Y'all, she dead ass. Watch that scene. She dead ass went like this. I said, ew. She for real turned her shoulder. Watch her shoulder in that scene. She said like this. And she was still trying to worry, but she was like, nigga, don't touch me. That was not a part of the scene. Can't nobody tell me that. That was not a part of the scene. I don't like them together. And like I said, if she's the one that ends up catching the bullet, I won't be upset. So back to the bone, Tiffany calls Bakari over to the house. She like, how the cops know to raid my house? He like, I don't know. I don't got nothing to do with that. I don't know. How they get my name? I don't know. The Bakari is 10 toes down. He like, I don't know. But let me tell you something. I'm not taking the fall for that bullshit. I'm not taking blame for something that I didn't do. And here come Victor. Yeah, but you agreed to it. He's like, listen, you can either accept it or you can kill me. Here come Big Bad to the Bone Tip, pulling a gun and putting a gun in that boy's face. When did you become a mafioso, bitch? When did that happen? Nuck had to teach you how to shoot a gun, and then you offed his ass. But in the meantime, when did you become a mafioso, bitch? When did you become Griselda? Like, I'm dead ass. When did you become Griselda? That's what's pissing me off. It's like, girl, you are not about that life. She dead ass pulled that gun and put it in his face. And Bakari said, bitch, fuck you. And stood up. And stood up like, bitch, you want to knock if you buck, nigga. Listen, punks jump up to get beat down. Punks jump up to get beat down. Bitch, is you on it? Is you on it or is you on it? You want to get it shaken? Let's get the one on. Like, what's good? And Victor like, nah. Go home. Go home, Bakari. Go home. Victor said, Bakari, go home. Go home. Go home, because she bugging. She bugging. He even had to say, Tip, chill out. And she ain't chill out. So then Bakari leaves. He's like, and she's like, you don't run things around here. He said, now I do, because you clearly got an issue. Like, you clearly are bugging out. You not thinking. You doing all type of dumb shit. Like, nah, bitch. You forget we in this shit together. You fuck up, I'm in that boat too. Now this next scene choked me up. I ain't gonna lie, y'all. I shed a little tear or two with this next scene, because I've had this happen. When my father passed away, I used to have dreams about him all the time. But one particular dream was just like the dream that Emmett had. So Emmett is sleeping. And you know, if you've ever lost a parent, or if you lost somebody close to you, but I'm going to say a parent. If you've ever lost a parent, you know that sometimes it's crazy how they pass away. And then all this type of shit in life just starts happening to where it's like, I know if they were here, they would give me the best advice. I know that this is like, I don't need to talk to this person. I don't need to talk to that person. I need to talk to my person. I need to talk to the person that I know will tell me the right thing to do or point me in the right direction. There's been plenty of times with certain things, I don't want to talk to my mother about it. I don't want to talk to my sister about it. I need to talk to my father. My father will understand more, but he's not here. But Emmett obviously got that shit heavy on his heart. And the one person that he talked to his father, that didn't clear his mind. So obviously, it's like, I feel like, you know, I don't know if y'all are spiritual or nothing like that, but I believe stuff like that. I feel like when your loved ones cross over into that other realm, I feel like they feel or they know when you need to see them. And because they can't physically be there, they come to you in dreams. I do believe that. So Emmett is sleeping and he's dreaming, and he's dreaming of Jada, and Jada is looking all nice and healthy, and she's picking flowers and all type of stuff like that. And he's like, "Ma, what you doing here?" And she's like, "I'm always with you. I ain't never left you. I'm always with you." And he's like, "I miss you." And she's like, "I miss you too." And he's like, "But I need to talk to you. I need some advice." And she's like, "Well, what you need advice about?" He's like, "I needed advice on Keisha." And Jada's like, "Well, what about her?" He's like, "I got something that I need to tell her." So Jada's like, "Tell her." He's like, "I'm scared. I'm scared to tell her." And she's like, "If you scared, that only means that you care." And I said, boy, that's all he need. That's all he need is some reassurance from his mama. And I knew that when he woke up, he was going to tell her. So he wakes up. And she's, you know, she's next to him, and she notices that he's dreaming and all type of stuff. Wakes up, and she's like, "Well, what's going on? What's wrong?" And oh my goodness, this scene tore me up, y'all, with tears in his eyes. This boy had tears in his eyes, and he couldn't hold it no more. He's like, "Listen, Tiffany's the one that killed Nuck." I don't know if she had like a Mitch McConnell moment where she was glitching, but she froze. And I mean, I understand people being shocked when you hear some shit like that. Your best friend kills your baby father. It's like, oh. But it was a little too long, y'all. It was the pause was a little too long. And I was like, "Keisha, hello? Did you hear what he said?" And then, what? What? He's like, she killed him. Why? Why would she do that? He said, "Because Nuck is the one that killed Rob." And she's like, "Well, how long did you know this?" And he was like, "A week." And then she really started choking up, and she's like, "Why you waited this long to tell me?" I'm like, "Girl, that is not what you should be focused on." In my opinion, she gave Emmett more emotion about not telling her than she gave Tiff when she confronted Tiff about it. That's why I was like, why is this bitch so backwards? Why is she so backwards? But she's like, I can't. She's like, I gotta talk to her. And Emmett is like, well, what the fuck you gonna say? She's like, I gotta talk to her. I have to talk to her. Yeah. And she ain't give me what listen, she ain't give it to me. I don't know how y'all feel, but she didn't give it to me. Keisha did not give it to me. I was like, I'm not gonna sleep on Keisha, because as innocent and sweet as she is, we have to remember that she the one that took out dude that kidnapped her. She beat that nigga ass. She beat him to a pulp. Right? I was like, all right. But I'm sorry. I'm like, that's all you got? Like, that's your reaction? I waited for this reaction. We waited for this reaction. We waited for this showdown. And she ain't give it to us, y'all. She didn't give us nothing. She gave us tears in the eyes. And that's it. She ain't get mad. She ain't scream. Nothing. Even Bakari, when Bakari said it was me that did it, she had more for Bakari. She ain't give it to me, y'all. I wasn't happy. She ain't give it to me. So Detective Tucson goes back to Bakari and she's like, listen, little nigga, I went and raided that house and I ain't find shit. So I need something else. I need more. But I be like, bitch, I ain't got nothing for you. I gave you her name. Like, what the fuck else you want from me? I don't got nothing else. She's like, nah, you got to give me something else. And then he's like, well, I got a recording. And she's like, well, where you get this recording from? I can't tell you that, hoe. You asking too many fucking questions now. Like, bitch, I can't tell you that. I can just tell you, I can just give it to you. And she's like, all right, well, if you give it to me, I'll make sure that you and your girl are safe. But she's like, but I guess the recording is supposed to prove that, you know, Nutcat killed Rob, and in return, Tiffany killed Nuck. I guess that's what the recording is supposed to prove. But in my opinion, in real life, that don't prove shit. Like Nuck didn't have more than one enemy. Like, get the fuck out of here. You a detective, you know that. So I'm just like, all right, they trying to clean up this shit and close it off real quick. All right, whatever. So, like I said, just like she ain't give it to me when Emmett told her that Tiff killed Nuck, when she confronted Tiff, she ain't give it to me neither. She was just like, how can you kill the father of my child? How can you kill the father of my child? And she said, because he killed the father of my child first. And yo, that was the realest answer. Like, bitch, what you mean? Like, she was like, but is that why you want to pay for my wedding? Is that why you paid for everything? Because you felt guilty? And she's like, I paid for your wedding because one of us deserves to have our dream wedding. Tiffany. Girl, I feel you, but bitch, just say you felt guilty. Like, just say that. I accept that more than, you know, one of us deserves to have our dream wedding. Fuck these niggas. Anyway. I don't mean to say it like that, but fuck these niggas. Like, no, bitch, you my homegirl and I love you and I felt guilty. Like, yes, so I wanted to make you happy. You know? But that's what she has said. And Keisha wasn't trying to hear that. Keisha, like I said, she didn't give shit. She was just like, I don't want you in my life no more. And I don't want you at the wedding, and I don't want you in my life. And just walked out. And I was like, girl, you could have called her. You dead ass. Girl, you could have called her on the phone and said, bitch, you killed my baby father. Y'all could have had that whole conversation on the phone or through text message, because you didn't give anything. You ain't hem her up. You ain't getting her face. You ain't even yell at her. Like, I was just like, girl, sit down. Sit the fuck down. You've been walking around, like I said, looking like somebody done pissed in your coffee. And then you finally find out what happened to your baby father and who did it. And your reaction is just, I don't want you to come to the wedding. And I don't want you in my life. And Emmett, how could you not tell me this? How could you sit on this for a week? Girl, I'm done with Keisha. Keisha, get the fuck on. Like, I'm sick of you. So, you know, Jake is not dealing with his grief, and he's instead working, and he's throwing a party. His girl made the statement that you have to deal with your grief and you have to deal with your pain, and he snapped at her, don't tell me what I need to do. I would have been like, all right, nigga, all right. I would have left that nigga alone. Right there, Smokey's up there like, listen, when you ready for somebody to support you and all type of stuff, call me. But you ain't gonna be verbally abusing me and screaming at me because you in pain and you don't want to deal with it. All right. That would have been me. All right. I wouldn't have been like a bitch about it, but it's like, listen, I understand that you hurting and you don't want to face it, but you ain't gonna be screaming at me in a public place, and you ain't gonna be embarrassing me, and you ain't gonna be taking out your frustration on me. Hell no. So he throwing this party, and Papa's there, and Papa's asking him how he's doing. He's like, nah, I'm fucked up. And Papa's like, yeah, I'm fucked up too, but you know what? I'm gonna stop smoking. He's like, for real? He's like, yeah, I'm gonna stop smoking. Because Papa's like, I gotta deal with my emotions. I can't keep using that shit as a crutch. I gotta deal with my emotions. So Jake is like, you know what? That's good for you. And he's like, you gotta deal with your emotions too. He's like, you know, Work can be an addiction too. And he's like, well, nigga, I can't just stop working. He's like, no, you can't stop working, but you can sit in your feelings. You can sit in your feelings and feel your feelings. He's like, nah, I don't want to do that. Nah, I don't want to do that. Nope. So that was that. I hope Jake do confront something eventually. I don't know how he gonna do that. We only got one episode. He ain't gonna break down in this episode. He probably ain't gonna break down in the next one. But anyway, I hope the best for Jake and I hope the best for Papa. Y'all, this next scene. What the fuck? Like, y'all. The episode for me, I didn't even want to watch no more after this. Victor, what is wrong with you? What is really wrong? Detective Toussaint evidently heard the voice memo. And she pulls up and she got the cuffs for Tiffany. She got the cuffs for Tiffany and they take her out the house. And Victor's like, what's going on? What's happening? Where y'all going? Why y'all arresting her? Da-da-da-da-da. He's like, listen, we got some evidence that she did some shit. Y'all, the cuffs was on her. The cuffs was on her. All they had to do was put her ass in the car. So she gives baby Rob to Victor. She's like, call my mom. He looking at the baby and something tells him to say, take me. Why? What are you doing? Let them take this hoe. Y'all, when he said take me, everything on my couch went on the floor. The pillows, the remote, my phone. I was so mad. What are you doing? And the fucked up thing, she let him do it. She just said, and looked at him and took her baby back and let him do it. And Detective Toussaint is like, do you realize what you're doing? He's like, yes, I do. She's like, are you sure about this? Yes, I am. What the fuck? What is wrong with you? Y'all, everybody has lost their shit. Nuck done turned all these people insane. This bitch gotta go. Tiffany, girl, you have officially pissed me off. And Victor, you too. Whatever happens to you, you deserve it. Because why you don't know how to mind your business? Victor, why you don't know how to mind your business? Victor, why you always throwing your head on the chopping block for people? Why? You are not a martyr. You are not a martyr. You cannot save Chicago. Mind your business. Let this bitch go to jail. She crazy. She wants to be Alicia. Let this hoe go to jail. Take me. You need to take a 2x4 upside your head, nigga. Like, take me. Jake's nervous system is already all fucked up, and because y'all just lost y'all mother, so Jake is all fucked up, and Jake is going to Reg, and he's like, yo, this nigga just turned himself in. You gotta do something. And Reg is like, what the fuck do you want me to do? I can't do nothing. If this nigga decided to take the rap for some shit that he didn't do, what the fuck you want me to do about it? And Jake is like, no, you have to do something about it. He's trying to protect Tiff. And he's like, okay, so he's like, I know he didn't do it. He's like, how you know that? He said, because I know, and you have to do something about it. So again, Reg is like, well, what the fuck do you want me to do? He's like, nigga, you gotta fix this. Go talk to him. And Reg is like, he ain't gonna listen to me. He's like, well, you better make him listen to you. And then all the flashbacks start coming up. Now, basically, Reg tormented that nigga as a kid. He definitely did. Before Trig had came out of jail, he really did torment Jake. He really did. He was trying to turn him into a gangster thug, a mini him. And Jake just wasn't built for that. He wasn't built for that. He didn't want no parts of that. Jake wanted to do the right thing. And when Trig came home, Trig was the only brother that was like, listen, it's okay to do the right thing. Don't follow my footsteps. Don't follow Reg's footsteps. Do the right thing. Learn from our mistakes. Whereas Reg was like, little nigga, you got to survive out here in these streets, and I'm going to show you how. So Jake is like, you owe me, nigga. And Reg, like I said, the flashbacks, he's thinking of all that. Y'all, I had no idea that he was going to do what he ended up doing. Like, that was the last thing. I thought he was going to do something else. Like, I thought he was going to go after Tiffany or something like that. I didn't think he was going to do the dumb shit that he ended up doing. So here he come. Here Victor's stupid ass back in jail. Here Victor is stupid ass back in jail, wearing the same clothes that the shit was probably folded up in the corner waiting for him because he just left jail. And here come, what's this girl name? I don't even remember because I don't care. I don't care. Here she come. Talking to him through glass again. Talking about you don't belong in here. He's like, yes, I do. I belong in here. This is where I belong. She's like, no, you don't. You don't belong in here. This is not you. When are you going to choose yourself? So when you going to choose yourself? He like, Tiffany got kids. And she's like, you can't be the hero. You can't be the hero. And he's like, well, I don't got nothing. She's like, you got me. Y'all are pissing me off. Wasn't y'all just at the engagement party talking shit to each other, like back and forth, doing a little flirting, but you not interested because you think that he was fucking with Tiff and all that? Wasn't y'all just doing that? Even when he came home, y'all didn't do nothing together. Like, what is going on? She talking about you got me. Like, fuck his brothers, right? Fuck them two. He got you. So that should be the reason he wanna tell the truth and be like, listen, this is what happened. Like, because of you. Backwards ass shit. And then she leaves and he's like, damn. Like I said, fuck your brothers, right? You realize that you made a big mistake, probably the biggest mistake of your life, because this bitch said, you got me. Get the fuck out of here. So this next scene, because we needed some break from the fuckery. We needed like an uplifting scene. So this next scene, Rashad calls Bakari down to the center or whatever. And he realizes that Rashad not only got these kids reading a book, but he got them reading Bakari's book. And this was a good scene because it's like, Bakari isn't an OG, but in a certain way he is. He not an OG like Victor and Reg and Rashad. He ain't an OG like that. But the little ones look up to him, and knowing that he's the one that wrote the book, he walks in and Devontae is reading his book out loud. And he's like, yo, is that my shit? And Rashad is like, yeah, they saw me reading it and they wanted to read it too. And now they can't stop reading it. You found your audience. You found your audience. That's all it takes. You found your audience. Other people might not. The people that you thought was going to pick it up, didn't pick it up. But guess what? These kids is what matter. They matter more. You know what I'm saying? Because their minds is growing. Look what you just did. And I thought that scene was so dope. So Riley is like, do you guys want to meet the author? Riley is like, do you guys want to meet the author? And they're like, yeah, I would love to meet the author. And they bring Bakari in and they're shocked. They're like, you really wrote this? He's like, yeah, I wrote it. He's like, how long did it take? He said it took a long time. It took so long that I didn't think that I was going to finish it. And he was like, I'm glad you did. All of the little boys is like, I'm glad that you did. And he's like, man, I really need to hear that. And that was good. Like, yes. Do something for the youth. The youth are looking up to you. Yes. Inspire our youth. Yes. So that was a good scene. I don't care about that. The next scene I don't really care about. You know, stiff neck Smitty got arrested, and Kyla Pratt went to go get his dumb ass, and he basically was in his feelings at first, talking about, yeah, bitches be wanting niggas to have money, but then they get on mad when you go to jail for doing shit to support their lifestyle. And this bitch went and dipped into the emergency money that her husband left her to get this bum ass nigga out of jail. And then she gonna say some shit like, can you please just find something legal to make money? Like, girl, get a fucking life. Get a life. So Reg goes to visit Victor in jail. And he's, again, now, if you pay attention, he went to go visit Victor in jail the first time. And the way he said the same line 2 different ways is what it catches the attention if you pay attention. The first time he saw him, he was like, nigga, you don't belong in here. Almost like a joke. Like, ha, look at you. Mr. I do the right thing all the time. And look, you're in jail. Ha ha, you don't belong in here. But now when he goes to see him this time in jail, he's like, nigga, you don't belong in here. What are you doing? And he's like, yes, I do. I belong in here. He's like, you don't belong in here. Like, listen. He's like, you don't belong in here. He's like, I'll do the bid. I'll say that I did it. I said, everybody is taking a rap for this bitch except this bitch. What is going on? I said, why is everybody so eager to take the blame for something that Tiffany did? I'm not saying that Tiffany didn't have no right or she was wrong for killing Nuck. I'm not saying that. But I'm saying, bitch, you do the crime, you got to do the time. You do the crime, you got to do the time. And I would be a little bit more empathetic to her if she wasn't on some shady shit after she did it. She tried to blame Bakari. She tried to kill this person. She pulling guns on people. She walking around like Griselda. You know, if she wasn't acting like that, I would be a little bit more sympathetic to her. But it's like, girl, if you want to be the bad guy, this is what comes with being the bad guy. But you can't be the bad guy and have the things that come with being the bad guy because you got these 2 idiots that's willing to go to jail for you. So Reg is like, I'll do it. So Reg is like, I'll do the bid. He's like, I owe y'all. And Victor's like, you don't owe us nothing. He said, yes, I owe y'all. So then the scene cuts, right? You don't see the rest of their conversation. So then Reg goes home to his girl and he's crying. And she's like, what is going on? What is happening? He's like, listen. He like, baby, I gotta go away for a while. And she's like, how long? I don't know, but it's something that I gotta do. She's like, what do you have to do? What is so important that it takes you away from me? He's like, baby, I don't want it to be this way, but I gotta do it. And this is when I seen that he really do love Reagan Gomez. Like, maybe he did mean what he said. At first, I thought he was just saying that shit because he wanted a place to keep his drugs. Like, y'all remember when he came back and he gave her that water money? He was like, listen, I want to come home and all type of stuff. I thought he was just doing that because he needed a place to move his drugs. That's what I really thought. And he ain't had no place to go. I thought so. But obviously, he really do love her because he was crying and all type of stuff. And he was just like, baby, I got to go away. And I don't want to leave you, but I have to. And I'm just like, Reg. Oh, my God. Reg is a Gemini. Reg is a Gemini, y'all. The stupid part, I don't know. But he's definitely a Gemini. Because how he crazy one minute and then he's so loving and sensitive the next. That's some Gemini shit. Like, he is definitely a Gemini. I don't think he a May Gemini like me. But he might be a June Gemini. So he's like, yeah, baby, I gotta do it. I gotta go. And she's like, all right. And he told her that he left her a whole bunch of money, that she's gonna be all right. And that was that. So then the dumbass baby mama has decided that she is being selfish. And, you know, she's like, you know what? I don't want him here. I don't want Devontae here and stuff like that. But then, you know, they finally have a real conversation like adults. And she, you know, even though she was trying to shut him down and shut him up, you know, Devontae was speaking his piece. And Emmett and Keisha were letting her know, like, listen, he a kid, but he still should have a say. He's a kid, but he's intelligent. He still should have a say, and he knows, you know, how he feels, and he should be able to express that. So she finally realizes that she's being selfish, and she decides to let him stay, but he has to promise to come visit her because she's like, I'm still your mama. You got to come see me and all type of stuff like that. So I'm happy that she came to her senses, and it only took one episode, because if they would have let that boy move back with his mother, I would have been really upset. Like, bitch, how you go through all of that? How you go through all of that and say that you want him with his father? Now he with his father. He doing good. And his father's about to get married. Now you mad and you want to take him? So I'm glad she let him stay and she came to her senses. So Riley and Darnell come and tell Rashad that, you know, they giving him the house. And he gets all choked up and he's all emotional. And he's like, man, I can't just take this house for nothing. And Darnell is like, well, we'll figure out a payment arrangement that works for the both of us and stuff. There's still some things that gotta get worked on in there before you move in. But I want to give it to you because I know that you're gonna fill it with love. And that's what I want. He's like, man, I can help. I can help, you know, do that. Listen, let me tell y'all, I don't call Rashad a bum this whole season. And that's because I was so disappointed in him. I was so disappointed in him because he seemed like he was going on the right path until he started working for Alicia. But even when he was working for Alicia, he was just doing the bodyguard shit. You know, he was just, all right, you know, the fact that you ended up fucking her kind of complicated things. But still, you wasn't a bum completely. But I was mad at him because he got him and Victor in that bullshit. And for somebody that has been to jail a bunch of times, you should have known better than to touch that goddamn body. And that's why I was calling him a bum throughout this whole season. But Rashad is a good dude. And he got a good heart. And what Darnell is doing for him, I feel like he deserves. He definitely deserves. And not only that, like I said, y'all, he's a very good mentor. And them kids need him. They need him. Just like Bakari needed him. And Bakari still needs him. If Bakari would tell him what's going on, but he ain't gonna do that. But it's probably better that he don't tell him, because he might do some dumb shit again like Victor. So, you know, I was very happy that Rashad is finally getting his house and all type of stuff. And then he asked, you know, Darnell, where's him and Riley gonna live? And they said, well, we moving in with Keisha and Emmett, because they said they want to raise their kids with a 3-generational household. Beautiful, perfect. And then they all hug it out and everybody's crying. It's just so sweet. It's so sweet. So, oh my goodness. Reg pulls up on Detective Toussaint. And he's like, listen, bitch, you won't let my brother go. And she's like, I ain't letting him go. He confessed. He confessed to killing Nuck. So I ain't letting him go. And he's like, listen, he protected me. So she's like, are you saying that you killed Nuck? He said, yeah. And she's like, well, nigga, how I know? How I know that you telling the truth? How I know that you not just saying that just so that I let your brother go? And that's when I realized why we didn't see that whole conversation between him and Victor. Victor must have told him where the body was, because then he's like, I know where the body at. I can give you the body. Reg, no! Listen, y'all. I said that Reg had to go. I said that. I said Reg gotta go. He gotta get the fuck up out of here. But y'all, I wanted him to go for some shit that he did. Like, I wanted him to go for some shit. I wanted him to get caught up doing some bullshit, being shady, and being an asshole that he was. I wanted him to go for some shit that he did. Reg did a complete, like, he tricked all of us because we thought he was going to be the crazy ass, stupid, reckless nigga that he was in the beginning of the season and in the end of the last season. We thought that was what he was going to be. That's what we thought. And then just all of a sudden, one episode, he all emotional and crying, talking about how he missed his brothers and he don't like this and he wants to get close to them. All of a sudden, y'all, he just completely changed. So I wasn't too hard on him, but this Reg cannot. Y'all, like I said, I wanted him to go down for some shit that he did. And I wanted him to go down in a way where it's like, you deserve this shit, nigga, because look how you act. But he done been low key for like the past couple of episodes. I'm like, damn. Let me tell y'all, that last scene where they pull that nigga's body out of the dirt with a crane. Chef's kiss. Let me tell y'all, y'all girl went to college for theater, okay? I was a theater major. But I always loved film and I always loved cinematography. And I wanted to study that. I wanted to study that once I finished getting whatever I was going to get with the theater. You know what I'm saying? But I ended up being a college dropout, but we'll talk about that another time. But I still love cinematography and how things are shot and lighting and all that. Whoever shot that fucking scene, you understood the motherfucking assignment. When they pulled that nigga's body up with the crane and the lights and the music and the atmosphere, oh my gosh, I got chills. I said, yes. I said, ew, look at his body. And then she turns around and puts the cuffs on Reg. I said, they really gonna take this nigga to jail. I said, he's really gonna go down for this? Y'all, Tiff gotta go. Tiff gotta go. I don't know if Tiff gonna get shot. I don't know if Tiff gonna get kidnapped. I don't know if Smitty gonna kill Tiff. I don't know, but somebody got to die. If I go, you got to go. Somebody got to die. Let the gunshots blow. It has to be something like that for the season finale, for the series finale. Somebody got to die. But y'all, that was it for episode 9. Let me tell y'all, I'm gonna tell y'all this right now. Just a fair warning. If next week that finale is bullshit, y'all are gonna hear my mouth. Y'all are gonna hear my mouth. And I know y'all will probably be agreeing with me. But listen, I didn't like, you know, there's a difference. There's a difference. There's the Moesha series finale. Well, first of all, we didn't even know that was the series finale because we didn't know that shit got canceled. We didn't know that. Y'all remember Moesha? If you anything on my age, y'all remember how Moesha ended? How somebody was pregnant and we never found out who the fuck was pregnant? And that was the finale? I don't like shit like that. Do y'all remember Star? How Star ended? It can't be like that. I'm not gonna be able to take it. It can't end like that. If it ends like Snowfall, all right, cool. I understand because it was fucked up, but at least we knew what happened to Franklin. Like, at least we knew what the fuck happened, right? With Euphoria, I didn't like that shit. I didn't like that shit at all. But at least we knew what the fuck happened to Rue and all the rest of them. This, Lena, you better wrap this shit up in a pretty ass bow because there's so many loose ends going on right now. I don't know how you gonna cover this shit in one episode, in an hour-long episode as the last episode. I have no idea. It's gonna have to move fast But I'm letting y'all know, if episode 10 ends on some bullshit where I got more questions than answers, y'all gonna hit my mouth. Y'all gonna hit my mouth, and I'm gonna write letters to Showtime, and I'm gonna write letters to Lena. I'm gonna leave all type of nasty messages on her Instagram. I'm gonna do all that. The writers, all that. I'm gonna take a list of all the writers that wrote the last episode, and I'm telling y'all, if it's some bullshit, and y'all gotta help me, because I'm not going down by myself. Alright, y'all, that's it, y'all. I ain't got no more. But like, comment, and subscribe. I hope y'all, like I said, I hope y'all appreciate what I do for y'all, because I'm hungry. And I just got home from work. I was in that nasty ass airport screaming at people all day, talking to people all day. And I still came home to fix this goddamn camera so that I could film this for y'all and release it. I might release it tonight because, you know, I got to edit it and all type of stuff like that. But, you know. But yeah, y'all, don't forget to hit that notification bell so that you know the next time I post. Next week, same time, same place, y'all. We're going to see what happens. But I love y'all so much. And thank you so much for supporting me. Thank you for looking out for your girl. Thank you for the comments. Thank you for the likes. You know, I really do appreciate y'all. And if I didn't appreciate y'all, I wouldn't have did all this. Because, listen, when I get off of work, I'd be like, fuck everything else. Just give me a shower, my bed, and some food. But I love y'all, so I wanted to do this for y'all. But yeah, y'all, I'll catch y'all in the next one. Same time, same place next week. Love y'all. Peace.
Hostile takeover, you better learn it. The queen is here to stay, the game is over, yeah, she earned it. The queen is here to stay, the game is over, yeah, she earned it. That's Tracy Michelle, putting the whole city down. The queen is here to stay, the game is over, yeah, she earned it. Tracy Michelle.